Hi, welcome back to Going Solo. I'm Rick, and this week we're taking on the birds at the Carnival of Blood. So, let's go ahead and go over the special rules and get down to the game. Carnival of Blood has trap cards hidden within the item decks. If one of those is revealed, even as part of a card where you draw two and get to choose one, then the trap triggers. That's pretty much it for the Carnival of Blood. Moving on to the birds. There shouldn't be one there. But moving on to the birds. They are all considered minions. They act as minions, but they don't have movement. Instead of moving, they spawn. To spawn, you'll roll 2 dice, and then I get to choose which is the amount of birds and which is the location. The locations are detailed on this reference card here. If there are ever 3 birds on every space on the board, or if the final girl dies, then the game is lost. Otherwise, the way to win the game is to save the special victims. The special victims don't actually show up until all of the regular victims are gone, either saved or killed. So we've got to get those saved first as quickly as possible, so that we can get the special victims out. Once the special victims are out, we have to save them to be able to win the game. The special victims cannot be attacked or killed, so once they're out until we save them or until we lose. I believe that's just about everything, so let's go ahead and jump into the game. Charlie was always on the hunt for new artifacts to put inside the Carnival Museum, known as Things to Astonish. Most of the things inside were fakes, meant to give the audience cheap thrills. Charlie hated that, and slowly but surely was replacing them with real, priceless artifacts from around the world. When she heard about the caves, she was skeptical. As the days went by, however, she was unable to get the thought out of her mind. She made plans to fly to South Africa. When she told the 3 teens that were interning for her that she would give them an all-expenses-paid trip, they jumped at the chance. The trip was, needless to say, eventful. Charlie sent the teens into the cave, and after a long and stressful wait, they came out with 3 amazing artifacts. "Merci, mes petites," Charlie said in French. "Now let's get these back to the museum." Okay, so to start off with, I've got my 0 cost cards here, and our starting event, which is so much junk. When this card is revealed, find the Zappo item card and put it in your backpack. Reset the item decks if necessary. If you lose Zappo, roll 1 fewer dice, minimum of 1, when resolving search action cards for the remainder of the game. And Zappo allows you to search a space from 2 spaces away, but if he encounters a trap, he runs off. You ignore the effects of the trap, but Zappo is lost. I'm going to try not to do that. Because I don't want to have to roll 1 fewer dice. So, let's go ahead and get started then. We're going to start, of course, with a walk. A double success. Okay, so I get to move 2 spaces. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and go up here, save these 2, go up there, get these 2, and come back to save them. And I am going to bring the horror level down by 2, so I can roll more dice. Let's go ahead and do a focus to try to get that 3rd dice. And I did get one success. Ooh, do I want to turn the other one, though, for a double success? So I can get some extra time. Huh. If I'm not going to walk, then maybe I could do the walk and the short rest if I'm not going to move anymore this round. But I kind of do want to move more this round. Okay, I'm not going to make it a success. I don't need to. I will just take the time and come down to my third dice. And I'm going to actually focus again to try to give myself a little bit of a buffer. Oop. Okay, one success again. Alright, so I have a little bit of a buffer there. But I do lose an additional time. Oh, I did that already. Okay. Which puts me down to 3. And that is all I'm going to do for this round. So. Well. I mean, in that case, I'll just discard this walk and short rest, so that instead of losing a time, I gained 2. There we go. All right. All right, so it is the planning phase, and I've got 6 points to work with. I'm going to take a sprint card and a search card, because I'm going to need a weapon. So that's going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 2 points left. So let's go ahead and take a guard in case I need to try to save some people. Okay. These all go back. And it is the first killer phase. So, the birds. They get to attack if there are any birds in my space. Those birds attack, and any spaces that have 3 or, well, there can't be more. Any space that has 3 birds gets to attack as well. In this situation, there are none available that can attack. So we just move on to the spawning phase. These dice have been rolling pretty good, and I want low numbers for this. So I'm going to try a different set of dice for spawning. All right, very good. Okay, so a 1 and a 2. Let's see, a 1 is distributed in any space. A 2 is any single space. So I'm going to go with spawning 1 in any single space. And that single space will be here, because it doesn't have any. So, now we move on to the terror card, which is they're trying to get in. So horror goes up. Good thing I got that buffer. And then we spawn. But instead of spawning birds as normal, roll 1 die and place that many birds on the nearest search space. So I roll 1 dice. It's a 1. So we're okay. All right. I'm going to set these over here because those will be my bird spawning dice. I like the way they're rolling for bird spawning. So, okay. Now, since none of the victims died, there's no panic and there's no upkeep. So we move back on to the action phase. And with that... Oh, the clown car is an escape space. So I could get up there. If I could get up there, I could save that victim and search the House of Horrors, because I see it's got a hammer. I think that's what I'm going to target. So we're going to go for a sprint. All right, 2 successes. That's 3 spaces. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. And I'll save this victim. For an additional 2 time, which I just lost 1, so it would only go up to 7. Okay. Then I can't move anymore. If I use Zappo to search, there's a chance that I'll reveal a trap and lose him. But the Strongman Hammer does 3 extra damage. You must have 4 or more health with the Strongman Hammer. It cannot be carried in your backpack. After resolving on attack with the weapon, lose a health and end your turn. Okay, maybe I don't want the Strongman Hammer. That doesn't really sound like something I want. I mean, it really could be helpful to get some things out of the way, to get some birds out of the way. Let's do it. So I'm going to search with Zappo. I'll probably regret it, but let's do it. A single success. Okay. Which means I just take the top card. Which means I don't have to worry about triggering a trap. Good. Alright, and that's all I'm doing this turn. So, I've got 6 time. Let's go ahead and take... I am afraid of losing more of her going back down. Or going back up, I mean. But I'll get my 0 cost back. Let's go ahead and take my 0 cost. I know I need to take a sprint. Because I got to move around this board and save things. That leaves me 4. I could do a planning or retaliate. A retaliate might come in handy. I'm going to put a retaliate in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'm not over the 10 card limit. So these can go back. Alright. And now it is the killer phase. So let's see. There are no spaces where they can attack. So we will spawn. Ooh, not great. Let's see, the nearest victim space. And it's 5 birds that are spawning. So the nearest victim is going to be here. So we're spawning 5 birds. They will overflow. So 3 will go into the nearest victim space. And then 2 will overflow. Okay. Then we draw the next terror card. The birds are attacking. Attack in your space. There's nobody in my space. And all spaces where birds outnumber victims, which would be here. So we do have 1 victim die. Which means we'll have another event. Animal panic. Each time the horror level increases, roll a number of dice equal to the new horror level and do the following. For each success, you may move a victim of your choice one space. For every 2 dice that are not a success, kill one victim. That's every time the horror level increases now. That's not great, but we'll figure it out. Okay. Let's see. If no attacks occurred, which they did, then we would spawn and do Bloodlust. But we did have attacks, so we're okay. Alright, now we are back to the action phase. So I want to save some more victims. The best way to do that is going to be with a sprint. So let's see, what's the quickest way to save victims? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if I go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, I can get some there with 6 spaces. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 as well. I kind of like to kill some birds on the way as well. So, let's just see what we roll first. Alright, we did get 1 success, which is 2 spaces. But I am going to sacrifice my short rest and 1 focus card. To turn one of these other ones into a success so that I can move 3 spaces. So now, which 3 spaces though? Because let's see, I could move here and kill this bird to prevent it from becoming more. And then I've got these victims that I could try to save with walks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, which puts me here. Now, if I weak attack and I miss, it ends my turn, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. Alright, a double success. So, a bird dies. I'm not using the strongman hammer because I didn't need to. And I didn't lose a health. Alright. So then we're going to walk. I discarded a walk? I thought I discarded a focus. I meant to discard a short rest and a focus. Okay. So that's 1 success. Lose a time. Move 1 space. I don't have anything I can kill this bird with, so we're just going to do another walk. Ooh, that's a total failure. Okay then. Well, with that being a total failure, I lose 2 time. And I can, I will sacrifice the health to move 1 space so that I can save these 2 victims. I am going to reduce the horror level so that I have that buffer again. And we'll go back to 1 space. So I can move 1 space. There's more victims over here, so I'm going to go up here. And I'm about to take a hit, but that's okay. Alright. So, I've got 2 time left. Of course, that's going to be a sprint. And then all of this goes back. Okay. Killer phase. There's a bird in my space, so I will take a point of damage for that. But that's the only bird that can attack, so we spawn again. Please do not roll like you did last time. Much better. So 1 bird distributed as I want. So let's go ahead and put it on the clown car, because I don't see myself going back over there. Yeah, I don't see myself going back over there. Okay. Unless I absolutely have to. And then we take a terror card. The birds are attacking, which means I take another point of damage. But there's no victims to attack. So bloodlust did not go up. That's awesome. Okay. Since no victims were attacked or killed, there's no panic, there's no upkeep, so we're good. Alright. Back to me. Let's do a sprint. I'm hoping I get 2 successes and I can save 2 more victims, and then I've already revealed the special ability. Yes! That's way too many dice, though. So let's try that again. I rolled way too many dice. Okay, so I did get 2 partials. I'll give up a focus and my guard card to turn 1 into a success. Which means I lose 1 time, but I get to move 2 spaces. Which 2 spaces, though? Let's see, if I move 1, 2, then one of the victims is going to get attacked, and I'll have to retaliate against them. Which I could do that. Yeah, sounds good to me. Alright, 1, 2. And that will end my turn. So I've got 5 time here. Yeah, 5 time here. So I'm going to I'll take a sprint. Those are always important. I will take a, let's see, my 0 cost. And then I've got 3 left. So I'm going to take, you know what? Let's do a planning card. Nope, that's 4. I've only got 3 left. So let's do a improvise card. Okay. Alright, so these are going to go back. And we are back to the killer. Killer phase. So, let's see. Obviously the bird that is with me here is going to attack. I really don't want... What happens if horror goes up again? It could kill more victims. But I'd only be rolling... Actually, I would be rolling 1 dice. And if it's anything except a 5 or a 6, then... Okay. Because two have to be non-successes. Okay. So yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to use my retaliate yet, because it's only 1 bird. So, it's going to kill 1 victim, which is going to increase horror by 1, which means I will roll 1 for animal panic. It's a failure, but it has to be 2 failures to kill a victim. So, we're good with that. All right. Now the birds will spawn. Come on, low numbers. Low numbers. A 1 and a 5. So I'm going to do 1 in the nearest victim space, which is going to be with me. All right. Let's see. A victim did die. So we do have to roll for... We'll switch these out. We do have to roll for panic in the space that I'm in. That's a 2. So that flees this way, which is perfect because that's the way I was taking them anyway. Okay. And then there is no upkeep. If I could keep them from unleashing their dark power, that would be fantastic. But I doubt it. Because there are more of the birds are attacking in here than I would like for there to be. There's still more of them. Okay. So, let's start. You know what? Let's start with a sprint. That's 1 success. Do I want to convert the other one to a success? And do I have cards to do that with? If I get rid of... Yeah, if I get rid of my short rest and focus, which is fine, I can convert this one to a success so that I can move 3 spaces. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's the same either way. Or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yep, same any way I go. Doesn't matter which way I go, it's the same. So, 3 spaces. 1, 2. Oh, wait, no, it's not. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. So that's 1, 2, and 3 right there. That loses 1 time. I will walk. One success, so that's 1 space. Lose 1 time. I will weak attack. Try to get rid of some birds. 1 success. So I lose a health, but one of the birds goes as well. And then walk again. No successes. But I could discard both these cards to make one a success. Choices, choices. I really don't want to get rid of these cards, so no. So I lose 2 time. I could lose 1 more health to move 1 more space. But do I want to do that? I'm pretty low on health already. What the heck? And then I save all of these victims. So that one would allow me to move one space. We'll get to that in a second. Each additional victim receive one time, so that's 1, 2. During the action phase, you may lose 3 health to take the critical blow action card directly into your hand. Well, I won't be doing that anytime soon. Okay. So, now it's the planning phase. I've got... Oh, I get to move a space. I've got a retaliate card. There's still one victim up there I'd like to get out. So, let's go get them out first. Okay. Now, let's see. I've got 4 points. 4 points to spend. Let's take a sprint. And a guard. So that I can see if I can avoid getting attacked. All of this goes back. Oh, I'll take these two, though. Or this one, though. All of these go back. And we are back to the killer phase now. Alright, so they attack. I'm going to guard. Because I do not want to take a hit. Got a partial. It's a minimum of 1 damage, so why not? Okay. I'm going to take the hit for 1 damage, which means I do get another dice. Okay. Then they spawn. Come on, low rolls. 2 and 5. 5 is the nearest victim space, so I could spawn 2 here. That's what I'll do. Alright. And then we draw a terror card. The birds are attacking, which means this guy is gone. So our dark power gets revealed. Oh, wait, before our dark power gets revealed, it attacks in my space as well. I'm going to play Retaliate because if I don't, that takes my final health token. One success, which means this bird dies. Okay. Now, the Dark Power card, Birdnado. During the upkeep phase, if there are 10 or more total birds in your space and adjacent spaces, lose 3 health. Okay. That's not so bad right now. As long as I don't end my turn, or as long as the killer phase doesn't end with 10 birds in and around my space, I'm okay. Alright. Which means there's just one more victim to save. Okay, so, let's see. That's the panic phase, but there's nobody to panic, really. And now we are back to the action phase. Because the upkeep phase, there are not... Yep, there's only one bird at or adjacent to me. Alright. Back to me. Let's sprint. Alright, 2 successes. So that means I get to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Not great, but it'll be okay, I think. I think it's going to be okay. That's all I can do. So I've got 5 points. I will take a guard card. I will take a sprint card. And I will take a close call card. And of course, my 0 costs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So I'm right at my 10 card limit. These go back. That ends my turn. And we are back to the killer phase. Let's hope this is enough. If I get another birds are attacking, I'm dead. Okay, so killer phase. The bird is going to attack. I'm going to guard. Two successes, ignore all damage. So we're good there. Now they spawn. Two and 4. So that's going to be 2 in the nearest exit space. Which puts 3 there. Okay. All right. Now the terror card. If this is an attack, it could be the end of the game. It's not an attack. It feels hopeless. So, horror goes up by 2, which is not great, but it's fine. We'll deal with it. And if there is at least one special victim in play, spawn. There's not, so I'm glad that one came out now because I'll be saving a victim soon and don't really want that to happen when I've got a special victim out. Alright, so let's see. Nobody died and there's no upkeep. So we can move. Alright. So I've got a sprint and I've got 2 walks. I do have a short rest that I'm going to use at the end of this turn. But for now, I'm going to keep it because it gives me 4 dice. Not having the health. So let's start with a sprint. All right, 3 successes. So that means I get to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to weak attack while I'm here. I should have only gotten 3 dice. Let's back up. Let's fix it. Alright, so I'm going to sprint first. I am down to 3 dice because this came out of where it was. Alright, so that's 1 success. 1, 2. Time down 1. Let's focus. Two successes, which is great. Focus again. Only one success that time. But it does get me my 4th dice back. Walk. No successes, but we got some partials. I don't really want to give up anything, but looks like I'm going to have to. Do I want to take the close call? Let's just use the close call. Take the 2-time sacrifice to re-roll everything. Because it's 4 dice. Surely I'll get some successes. Alright, 2 successes. So lose 1 more time, get to move 2 spaces, and save this victim, which means I gain a time. And at this point, the spectral victims are spawning. But do they spawn now or do they spawn at the upkeep phase? Let me just double check that. Okay. Yep. As soon as it happens, apparently. When one of these conditions has been met, place the special victim meeples in the furthest search spaces from you with no more than 1 in a single space. Okay, so it happens immediately. So the special victims come out in search spaces. So one's here, one's here, one's here. So now I gotta save them. They can't be attacked. Let's go ahead and do a walk. 1 success. Move 1 space. I'm going to do a weak attack. Oh, no, I don't want to risk a weak attack. Which means I shouldn't have done that walk. Ugh. If I do a weak attack, even if I only get 1 success... Okay, before I do the weak attack, I'm going to do a short rest. Alright, there's 2 successes, so I gain 2 health. Then I can do my weak attack. That's 2 successes, so I don't take any health, and a bird dies. That's going to end my round. Alright, so I've got 3 points. I'm going to take a sprint for sure, and a close call. And then everything goes back for next round. Alright, bird's turn. Let's see, the only ones that could attack are ones that are with me. But there's not any. So, we spawn first. 1 and 6. Which is 1 bird in my space. Because I'm not spawning 6 birds this late in the game. There's no way. Okay, their terror card. Where are they coming from? Spawn birds. 2 and 5. Now this time I am going to pick the larger number. I am going to pick 5 because this one is if 3 or fewer birds are spawned, spawn again. And I don't want to risk spawning that many again. So, I am going to do 5. 2 is any single space. So I'm going to put it up here. I dropped bird. Where did you go? There you are. All right, so 3 here. And then they will overflow like that. All right. So we made it through the horror card without dying, which is good. And I am down to 3 dice again. Okay, let's see here. Do I want to improvise first so that I can make sure? I'm going to save that. I'm just going to sprint. Ooh. We're doing a close call. All right, that's better. So I get to move 2 spaces. 1 and 2. That will end my turn. I've got 3 points. I'll take a sprint and a close call. And my zeros. Right. Back to the birds. There's none that can attack, so we spawn. 1 and 5 again. 5 is the nearest victim space. So I will do 1 in the nearest victim space. Terror card. The birds are attacking, which means it attacks me. That's fine. Because the special victims can't be attacked or killed. So, all right. No panic, no upkeep. So we're back to me again. I'm, of course, going to use this sprint card. Nope, not all. Not all of them. Ooh, I'll get rid of my focus cards. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me here in a minute. But that will turn one of these into a success, which allows me to move 2 spaces. Which means I could save 1, but that's going to put me in with 3 birds. I might go this way. Well, that way would be, so if I go here, it's 1, 2, 3 away from 1. If I go here, it's 1, 2, 3 away from 1. So, yep, either way, I'm the same distance from another victim. This way would probably be safer. So, yes. 1 and 2. Wait, no. I used 2 to get up there, didn't I? Did I? This is my first card. I was down here. Okay, yeah. 1, 2. And then a walk. Wait, before I walk, weak attack. Let's get rid of some birds while I can. 2 successes, so I don't lose any health doing it. And that bird's gone. Then we walk. Two successes, so I get to move 2 spaces. So 1, save, which means I gain a hit, time, and 2. But I had lost the time from the walk, so I would still be at 5. Alright, so I could walk again, but that's going to put me in a space with 2 birds, which could end up killing me. So I'm going to short rest instead. That is a complete failure. I don't want to have to increase the horror level. So let's do a close call. Alright, there we go. 1 success. So I still lose 1 time, but I gain a health back. That's going to end my turn. I'm going to buy a sprint card for those 2 points. All of these go back. And we are back to the killer phase. Let's see. The special victims can't be attacked, so there's no killers or no attacks. We spawn birds. 3 and 5. So that's going to be 3 at the nearest victim space. This one already has 3, so I'll do them up here. So 2 will spawn in this one's space. 1 will overflow. And then we draw a terror card. The birds are attacking. There's no birds to attack. So they spawn again and bloodlust goes up. Spawn again first. 6 in my space. Okay. So that's going to be 3 here, 3 here. That's fine. And then bloodlust goes up, which means horror level goes up, which means I lose a dice. I'm going to roll those. Okay. So, what's next? Let's see. No panic. No upkeep. So it's my turn again. Wait, didn't I just spawn some in this victim space? Yeah, these. Okay. Alright. So. My turn again. Definitely going to sprint. So walk in and improvise. I can move 2 spaces. But there's too many birds here. Ugh. Fine. I will discard these cards to make that a success so that I can walk. I'm not going here, though. Not yet, anyway. I'm just going to go here. Because otherwise I would most likely die. Alright, so. That means I have 5 points. Sprint, of course, for 2. And with 3 left, I'll take a guard. And I'll take all of these 0 cost. Oh, and all close call, because guard is only 2. And I had 5. Okay. Alright. Killer phase again. Let's see. They can't attack because special victims can't be attacked. So they spawn. 4 at my space or 6 at the nearest exit. I guess it's going to be 4 at my space. And then 1 will overflow over here. So as long as they don't attack, I'm okay. I do have a guard card. So even if they do attack, I could probably negate some of it. I'm not rolling these for spawning anymore. Okay. So, terror card. How did the tiger get loosed? If there are no victims on the board, discard. Otherwise, all victims panic. Okay, all victims panic. Okay, let's do the blue guy first. 2. Wrong way, dude. And then the orange guy. 2 for you as well. Not the way I would want y'all to go, but, you know, whatever. Okay. So, targeting victims, move, but there is no move. There is spawn. 3 and 3, which is 3 at the nearest search space. The nearest one would be this one. So they would overflow, putting 1 there and 3 there. Okay. And then attack, which means I get attacked because they can't attack the victims. I'm going to guard. I only get 2 dice. One success, negate 2 damage, so I only take 1. Do the following for the animal cage's space and all spaces adjacent to it, which is right here. So animal cages, and then these 3 are adjacent. Victims there are killed. There's no victims. Enemies there take 1 damage. So 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. So that's at least a little bit helpful. And then if I was there, I would take a damage as well. Okay. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 spaces between me and winning the game. There's no way I'm going to get 6 spaces in a single round. But, no panic. 3, 6, 7, 8. So I don't lose my health. Let's focus. Try to get me another dice. That is 1 success. So I do get a 3rd dice. Okay. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I could do that. I do have a weak attack so that I could get rid of some. Let's do a short rest first. Alright, 2 successes. So I gain 2 health, which means I have a total of 4, so I can use the strongman hammer. Okay. If I can make it through one more round, I may be able to win this. And that would be very awesome. So let's sprint. Okay, that's 2 successes. So that is 3 spaces. 1, 2, and 3. I am going to weak attack. I am going to use the strongman hammer. That is 1 success. 1 success, I lose a health. But they also take a damage. The strongman hammer will kill all of them. And then I could walk. See, my sprint did that. Short rest gave me 2, so that was good. I focused, which would have lost me 1. Okay, so I should be at 4. Okay. I could walk over there and then get a guard. I would really, really, really need technically I would need at least 2 guards just in case. I don't think I'm going to go over there. I think I'm going to stay where I am. Yeah, I'm going to stay where I am. I'm going to stay where I am. With 4 points, I'm going to take a guard and a sprint. Take the 0 cost. These go back. All right. Then we have the killer turn. They don't have anything they can do at the moment. So we roll for spawning. 3 and 4. So that's either going to be 3 at the nearest exit or 4 at the nearest search. Which is pretty much the same thing. Because the nearest exit is here. The nearest search is here. The nearest search already has 3, so we're going to go with the one that spawns less birds, so the nearest exit. So it's going to spawn 3 birds. So that brings this up to 3. And this up to 3. All right. Now, the last terror card. Welcome to the greatest show. So we have an event first, which is the employee transport. Place the golf cart in any of the 4 corner spaces. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, yeah. 1, 2, 3, yeah. 1, 2. That one's only 3 away as well. Or that one's only 2 away. Okay. Any of the 4 corner spaces. I'll just put it here. During the upkeep, you and up to 2 victims in the space with the golf cart may drive up to 2 spaces, but the golf cart must stay on the outer path. If the golf cart is driven into a space with an enemy, you may discard it to do 3 damage to that enemy. Okay. All victims move 1 space closer to the big top. That helps me. Place the killer at the big top. I can't do that, because the birds can't move. Then there's an attack, which can't happen, and then movement, which means spawn again. So that's going to put 3 in my space. I'm okay with that at the moment, I think. Let's see what this finale card is first. Okay, so there's no panic, and at the upkeep we reveal... Okay, when spawning birds, you must select the higher result for the number of birds to place. That's okay, because I should be able to win on this round. Should. So, let's go. Okay. So, there's no panic, and upkeep. 3. Oh, no. No. So the only way I win this is if I've got health under here, which, of course, is not very likely. But I'm taking 3 damage because of the bird NATO. And... oh, 3 hearts. Oh, yes. That is awesome. Okay. I may have just won against the birds for the first time. Okay. Now, we are back to my turn. Definitely going to sprint. Failure, but I'm going to discard a walk and a close call to turn this into a success so that I can move 2 spaces, 1 and 2, which puts me at the clown car, which is an exit space. I can save these 2 victims, and I win. So, this is our first victory against the birds. Thank you so much for watching. Next week we will have the finale of the bird series at Maple Lane. And then we will likely be moving on to, well, not likely, we are moving on to a different game, which I believe is going to be Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. So, thank you for watching, and see you soon.